Alright, the second part of assignment 2 is Google Sheets. And in this I'm going to teach you how to use autofill, how to write some basic formulas to manipulate data in a Google Sheet, how to create charts in Google Sheets, how to download data as a CSV comma separated values sheet, and that'll come in handy later, and how to save as an Excel document. So what I'm going to do is I just go to File, New, Spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can kind of see what I'm doing here, or not. Okay, it's not letting me zoom in. Alright, so let's talk about, there's lots of things we can do here. Let's say every month I know I drive a certain number of miles. So I'm going to put in January, February. Now I could keep typing all these in, but if I just highlight starting with January and drag down to February, and then I get this really skinny little cross, okay, right there in the corner, I can drag that down and it knows to automatically fill these in. Okay, I can also do this. If I want things to be 2 weeks apart. Okay, so I start on June 1st and I jump to June 15th. Whoops. That tells me I'm going to jump by 2 weeks at a time. It learns the pattern. So I just fill down, and now these are going up by 2 weeks every time. So that's nice if you're figuring out like when you're going to get your paychecks and stuff like that. Okay, let's say for some reason I'm always doing 45 miles a month. Okay, now I can just type in 45 once, click on that cell, and then highlight until I get the little plus sign, and then it fills it in automatically. But what if I know I was going to increase by 2 miles per month? So I have 45, 47, so it's establishing the pattern. Okay, and now I've got my new data here. Okay. Alright. Some basic formulas. Let's say you want to add up the miles that you've ridden total. So you can put that right here. We can write total. I'm going to tab over. And for formulas, you have to say equals. And then what you can do is, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can say it's the sum, and then just highlight all the cells. Oh, that did not work. Okay, let me try it again. Equals sum, parentheses, highlight all those, end parentheses, and it adds them all up for you that way. Okay. If I wanted to have a running total, what I can do is in this box I can say this equals I'm going to start over. Okay, so I'm going to say this box equals this. Okay, no, equals this. Enter. My second box equals whatever was in my first box, C2, plus the new mileage I did, B3. Enter. Now, if I fill that in, I just do a fill down, it grabs the formula. So now it did 92 plus 49 is 141. I'm going to make this font bigger. That's how I can get around this. Okay. And I'm going to ignore my phone. Okay, now notice here that November and December have been cut off. So if I just highlight, kind of go up in here so I get arrows, if I double click, it makes it big enough. Miles driven. I can also highlight columns and center them. Okay, so that's an option too. Alright. So those are just, I mean, those are the most basic of formulas. So if I wanted to get the total of some cells, all I do is I say equals whatever cell I want to add up. This, I can add the plus sign, plus this, whatever I want. I hit enter, it adds them all up for me. Okay. I can have, let's say, this is not miles driven, this is dollars saved. So I'm working with money here, and I want it to look like money. I just do this, format it as currency. Now it looks like currency. Okay. If I don't want there to be as many decimal places, I can decrease so it rounds to the nearest dollar, or I can increase. Okay. And there's all kinds of different ways you can format your numbers. Okay. With financial, once you go into the negatives, it puts it in parentheses, that sort of thing. Okay. All right. So those are basic formulas. So let's make a chart. Okay. I'm just going to use, I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I'm going to use this particular piece of data here. All I do is I start in A1, I drag down to B13, and then there's a couple things I can do. I can go to Tools. No, I lied. Insert a chart. So I can go to Insert Chart here, or at the top here, I've got Insert a Chart. So I'm just going to insert a chart. And it gives me some recommendations. So right now, the recommendation that it's showing me is this kind of bar graph. Okay. Or I can do a pie circle. Okay. I can do a line. So it's linear. It's going up by $2 per. I can do, I forgot what this is called, shaded underneath. Okay, those are all the options. I like this one for right now, so I'm going to say insert. Now what I can do is I can do some really fancy editing with it. Okay, so if I click on the chart, I can go to Advanced Edit. Okay, so right now my title is month and dollars saved. My legend, okay, let me go back here. My title is black right now, but I can make it red. My legend is on the right. I can put it on the bottom or on the top. I can put it, inside, or I can get rid of it altogether. And I can also change the text for my legend. I can make it hot pink. Okay. My horizontal axis, my x-axis is month. Okay, it took that title from my data, but I can change that, and I can change the font as well. Okay, I can make it slant straight up and down, 60 degrees, okay, or automatic. That gets the whole thing in there. Okay, my dollars saved is my y-axis, but I can put that over on the right like that. Okay, that's optional. I can put the value, the data values right there. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else. Okay. And then I can change chart type. But if it doesn't work, if you pick a certain type of chart, like it says incompatible data table, okay? A map chart will not work with this. Okay, I can do a scatter plot, but honestly, the one they had picked was the best. So I'm going to say update, and now I've got this. So now what else I can do? I can go into quick edit mode, and I can change my font color here. Okay, I can change the color of my lines here just by clicking on them. I can change, it says dollars saved. I can change this to money saved. I can do whatever I want. Okay, enter. Okay. So that's the quick edit mode. So here's a nice thing. You can publish the chart, you can copy the chart, you can save the chart as an image, or you can move it to its own sheet, which I actually like. So I'm going to say move to own sheet. Okay, and now if you look at the bottom, we've got sheet 1 and chart 1. It's nice and big. Watch what happens though to my chart when I start changing my data. I'm going to change May to $75. Okay, alright, and watch what happened to my chart. See, May was a big jump. Now my formula no longer worked. Okay, it's supposed to go up by $2 every time. Okay, and obviously that doesn't make sense. But if I wanted to go, now it's going to jump $2 every time from there. I highlight those two cells. I get my little plus sign. Boom. So you're going to see the jump and then the correct growth. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Then what else you can do, and I'll show you why this is important when we get into the email portion, is you can go File, Download As, comma separated values. So what's good about comma separated values is they can work with all kinds of software. So for example, the high school teachers, the math teachers were using TI Inspire calculators, and what they could do is they took a Google form where they had kids fill in their first name, their last name, their hour, some other information, and they got comma separated values, or they got a spreadsheet with that information from the form. They turned it into comma separated values, and then they were able to upload it to the TI Inspire software, and it generated their classes for them. So comma separated values is something you're going to use if you're transferring data between different types of programs. So you just say download as, and in your download bar right there, it's an untitled spreadsheet. If I open it up, now it's going to open up in Numbers, which is Apple's version of Excel or Google Sheets. Okay, and it just looks kind of goofy. Alright, you can also go to File, Download As, Microsoft Excel. And Microsoft Excel has a lot more bells and whistles compared to this. So if you want to start it in Google Sheets and then go to Microsoft Excel, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to see what's going on here and see what this looks like. Okay, it's opening it up. We're not going to worry about that. Let's go back to our objectives really quick. Okay, I just showed you how to use autofill, how to write basic formulas, create charts, download the data, and save as an Excel document.